Oh, well, everyone. Hello. Meet Tina here. Welcome. So, first of all, I would like to thank you, everyone, for stopping by and tuning into my channel. For those who are my subscriber, follower, thank you so much for being here. And, please continue to click like and share my videos. And for those who are new, please do not forget to subscribe, click like, and perhaps share the videos if you feel like it does resonate and help you. So, with that said, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So, today, beautiful topic from a friend of mine, Kim Thalkien. Love first, where transformation happened to your life. So let's welcome Kim. Kim Thalkien, how are you doing?
Hi, Tina. Thank you so much for having me on today, and thank you to your listeners for being with us.
Absolutely. And just quickly, Kim is the psychic medium. She's an astrologist. She's a life coach. You are also astrologist that I know.
No, I'm not.
Oh, no.
No, I'm an intuitive channel. I do energy healing and also hypnotherapy.
There you go. I got
There
that
you
all
go.
mixed up with you.
That's
So we're
okay.
so multi-talented that sometimes we
Are
get
we?
like all integrated and mixed up together, right? But hey, it doesn't matter. As long as you can help people out, guiding them. And she is. She's a teacher, she's a counselor, she's a coach, and she also co-hosts at the radio show, or the radio talk show, correct?
I'm a former co-host of Inspired Living Radio, which was on the Own Times Radio platform. Yes, that was a great
Awesome.
experience.
So, Kim, tell me about love first and how did it transform your life? How did it all begin? Because this is going to be something that going to resonate with a lot of people who's going through the same journey as we all have. Okay, she and I met many years ago, and our life has changed a lot, and we found we have similar experiences. So let's begin
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, so I'll start from the beginning. I spent 15 years in the corporate world and started sitting in meditation. And meditation is what really opened me up to a new life and also new awareness and new abilities. So it
You're
was
gonna have to share with us what new abilities are, and
Oh,
just
well, it just opened up my channels of communication
yeah.
with the spirit world. And so I started hearing my guidance and hearing messages from loved ones that have passed. And totally and completely unexpected. It happened very quickly for me. And it was a very profound experience, life-changing experience. When the veils thin and the blinders come off, and you have more access to see the world and understand the world around you and the depths of it. It's pretty profound because we don't realize it, but prior to expansion, we're kind of going through life like this, and everything is very linear, and then things change. You open, your perspective broadens, and you realize that there's more to life than what meets the eye, and things go from there. And so from that place, it took years still, but ultimately I ended up leaving the corporate world. And even though I had this awareness, so sometimes our journey takes years to get from one place to another, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially I think a lot of people journey started maybe slightly before a decade ago, which is 2012, the end of the
Uh-huh.
world thing, right? The ascension
Yeah.
time. So,
Yeah.
and that's about time that we met as well. So there was a time of
Yeah.
shift for many of us that's going through all that changes.
Yeah, that's right. But initially, a lot of times, it's more common that we want to hold on to the life that we had, life as we knew it, because that's where our comfort zone is. That's where we feel safe. And so I did that for a while until it was no longer where I was supposed to be. And even though I fought it, because our human side doesn't like change, and I was, on a path where I wanted to, you know, um, climb the corporate ladder and keep moving up and making more money, and all that stuff that
Sound
we
familiar, right? To everybody, right?
right for
We just
everyone,
kept
right?
banging singing and then trying to like get up there into like, successful status, and even though it wasn't working. So yeah, so what happened next?
So then the doors closed on me. It was a very abrupt, the doors just came down. It was very abrupt. It was like, oh my gosh, okay. And then I kept getting in meditation, there's going to be a need for this work. And you'd be surprised that, you can actually make your profession out of this. This is a real opportunity. And I didn't understand at that point, but I went along with it, and I put up the website and I did all of that. And now here we are, 2022, and it's like, I see exactly what it is they were talking about. There is a very real need for this work, because this is what assists humanity in elevating out of where it is we've been. But we all need support on that journey, because it's a life-changing one, and it's not always easy. There's so many beautiful things about it, but it involves a lot of working, going within, and that's not always easy. So just to go back to the Love First thing, that was the name of my practice in the beginning. I got that name through meditation. I thought it sounded lovely. I felt love for it. Oh, that sounds so nice. And then as time went on and I expanded myself, it took on a, deeper meaning, broader meaning to it than it did in the onset, right? It's like we can learn something one time, and then years later it takes on a whole different meaning.
Exactly.
Because our awareness has grown, and our way of understanding is shifted. So same with Love First. Anyways, so yeah, it's transformative services. I offer the same services, which are intuitive readings, energy healing, and hypnosis. And I find that all three of those things really complement each other and support us on various levels of depending on where our needs are, but they're all very complementary and support.
Well, oftentimes, Kim, I notice that most people who's going through a difficult time, challenging time, which we all have gone through this, right? You need some sort of advice or someone who kind of help you walking your path.
Absolutely.
So when you fell down hard, you need to have some sort of assistant, and to have someone like you who actually kind of see what their probability is, see what's going on, see what they need to let go through your services, through the intuitive healing and through the reading and hypnotherapy, working with the subconscious. You are assisting people to love themselves, really, to shield everything and see themselves. I mean, I think that it's very powerful work, and that's why.
And to connect to themselves too.
Yes.
And to understand what that feels like, and to live life from a different place where your highest aspect is in the driver's seat. And that's a whole different way of moving through life, because before, we all live from the mind and from the ego. And when, that's what higher consciousness is about. And that's why it's so supportive, is because that all shifts and you start to live from the highest place in you rather than the lowest place.
Right. Well, it's interesting too, Kim, because earlier before we started this recording, we talked about how we way back prior to 2012, the ascension time, most of us, I'm sure some of the listener who listen to this and gone through difficult time like we did. We went through like connecting with the angels, which I thought was kind of interesting because that was huge back then, 2009, 10. And that's when I forgot what's her name. She created angel cards.
Oh yeah, Stirring Virtue, right? Yeah.
That's right. It was huge. I mean, everybody just wanted to like connect to the angels all over, angels number and everything. And everybody's called upon angels. And we talked about, we both did that too. Connected. And now it's like, when you brought it up that you no longer work with that, but it's a process shifting into connecting to yourself.
Well, I still do work with the angels, but it's, how do I say it? I think like for me on my path, I think it feels good when you first start to open up to feel like you've got the angels around you. And we all do. They are helping humanity. They are assisting humanity. And it feels very comforting and safe and loving. And so I think, that's sometimes what we need on this journey, is because we need to have that assurance. You're stepping into the unknown, right?
Yeah.
And so the angels give us that assurance.
Well,
And then this is my experience anyways, and we're still living in a lot of separation then, right? The angels are still, floating around out there and stuff. And then you start moving down your path, depending on what your soul came here to do and experience. But this is my journey.
Yeah.
Then when something happens to kickstart your ascension, then you're going to be taken inward, and it's a whole different experience. And you're going to be really connecting to your highest levels, to your higher self. And I think that's an important part of the journey, because we didn't realize in the beginning the power that we hold inside, and our own inner wisdom. We're disconnected from that. And that's what our higher self is our own inner wisdom. It's our own intuition. Our higher self was always with us. Our higher self was always leading the way, but we didn't know that. We didn't understand that. And then there comes a time on the journey when it's time to connect to that aspect of you, so that, it's a much more empowering feeling to feel that, no, wait a sec, I'm the one that's in the driver's seat. I'm the one that's creating. I'm the one that holds the power. I'm the one that holds the wisdom. And that's very important, I feel, for our journey.
But that's the where the love first happens. We begin to love ourselves more.
Yeah. And
we begin to feel
of us.
And I feel each one of us is angels anyway, because angels meaning is love. I mean, angels energy is all about love and compassion.
Oh, it's some of the most profound love you'll feel, the most, and they help us in so many ways. I mean, the angels is what helped me step into this work full time, to actually live my life's purpose. And it was during an energy healing that I was having done on me, where I felt Archangel Michael come in very clearly, because I was still kind of, had my feet in two worlds. I was kind of a part of the corporate world, and then starting to do a little bit of this. And it was through Archangel Michael's presence, through an energy healing, where I actually felt, wow, I can do whatever it is I want to do. And this is real, and I will be supported, and I can really do this. And so it helped, the angels helped me to anchor in that higher being, that higher way of thinking and understanding, and actually feel that inside. Because I think we've all been told, right? You can do whatever it is you want to do.
Right.
But that's not, that's just a concept until you actually feel it in here, and you're living from that place. Right. And so the angels play a very significant role, I feel like, in our well-being and in humanity's ascension. But just my own experience is that we don't just stay in one place on our journey. We expand from there. Once we have that certain level of comfort, we understand, okay, now it's time to move and to learn, about who you are on a soul level. Oh, okay. And then that's when you start connecting with your higher self.
And I think I felt that's because the angelic energies kind of help push us to, feel the love, feel all this love while we're going through all these changes, to know ourselves more.
To know ourselves more.
Right. Once we shed everything, all these layers of onions, and we begin to love ourselves and empower ourselves. And that's what you do, that's your work at empowering people. And this is when we become in touch with our highest self, and we have all this alignment and connect direct to the source. That's what I felt, know. So it's interesting, Kim, that earlier you mentioned about leaving a corporate world and be able to do full time in this spiritual work. And I said it's interesting because for the longest time we have been ingrained that doing the special work we're not able to survive. So this got a lot of people who started off their work in this corporate world feeling fearful to step into this, what their passion lies in their heart. which could
Mhm.
be all this healing, esoteric, or reading, or whatever, you
Mhm.
know, holistic healing, holistic world. So this hold back a lot of people from fulfilling their destiny, their journey, right?
Absolutely. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I found that a lot. I mean, there's more and more actually step into full power now, like yourself, you step into full power. And I feel like myself too, you know, like for me
Yeah,
doing this talk here, this is all about what my passion is as well.
right.
And we all contributing differently in our work to empower people and
Mhm.
helping and guiding people. And
Mhm.
what I feel is like, so when you work with your clients, Kim, how does it all start with them? Because this is very beautiful, because I feel your work having to do with getting people connect to themselves more and more, and that's
Yeah.
connecting them to love themselves, and definitely life transform. I
Yeah.
can see
I
that.
mean, ultimately that's what it's about, is loving ourselves. And that is a process. I mean, we can all talk about the importance of that and, love ourselves. Then what does that look like and how does that feel? And um yeah, so it's an ongoing process. Like I went out to Sedona a few weeks ago
Yeah.
and came back, and I didn't know why. I mean, I was going for a retreat, but I didn't know, I was feeling called to go, but I didn't know how that was going to serve me in the beginning. I just knew that I felt like I needed to go. And then it was on my way back home that I had a major, aha of, it was all about self-love and loving myself in ways that I um, didn't even realize I didn't love myself in ways before. Sometimes like we don't know what we don't know until we know.
So can you be specific to the audience, to the listener, like what is it
Yeah.
like to have self-love? A lot of people will ask that question.
Yeah.
What do I do to have a self-love process, and how do
Yeah.
I do it? I thought I love myself.
Right. I did too. I mean, and I don't know, Tina, that there's a list of things that you do. I feel that a lot of times, like in my own journey, it happens when it's supposed to happen. And as we're talking about the soul and the soul and the higher self, when you're ready for something, oh, it's going to happen. It'll
So
happen. And
they'll
there's
make
no,
it happen. If you don't
yeah,
want to do it, bam,
right.
they'll get
Or
it
if,
done.
or again, if you're not, it's not necessarily about getting a to-do list out and going, okay, I want to love myself. I got to do this, this, and this. You'll be shown different things, I feel like, on your journey when the time is right for that to happen. So what did that feel like for me? It was so weird because I was at Cathedral Rock and I asked somebody who was there in the group, can you take a picture of me? And I was like this, in front of Cathedral Rock. And then I got my phone back to just look at the picture, and I looked at myself and I was like, oh my gosh, I have so much love for this person in the picture. I just have
Wow.
so much love. Oh, I just love everything about, look at all that she's been through. Look at where she's come, what she's done to get to where she is today. Everything that I've ever done and I just had a complete just love and appreciation for, in ways that I would have, I mean, I would have just looked at a picture before and go, no, I would have looked at the picture before and go, my hair's not right here. Oh, look, I would have
Oh my
smiled some,
God, that's a good one.
right?
That's
And
a good one.
this time my hair was just up, and I mean, I wasn't, and I looked and I was like, I have so much love for this person. And I can't believe that I've overlooked all the things that she's done before.
Wow, Kim, you just brought
Yeah,
up something quite astounding. You know why?
it
Because you
was
said
astounding.
you
I
look at
mean,
yourself. How
yeah,
many people really look at their own picture and not criticize themselves?
yeah,
Like, oh, my makeup looks horrible today, or
right,
oh, I look fat. That's big. I'm
right,
fat. Oh
right.
boy, like you said, how many people in this world will never criticize themselves, but really love themselves in a very not egotistical way, just like loving
Yeah,
yourself for being kind, loving yourself,
yeah,
seeing yourself in the picture, go, wow. look at myself here. I'm such a kind-hearted person. I'm such a good person, and
I'm such a good
loving.
person.
Yes, that virtue that you have.
Yeah,
That's
I know
beautiful. What you just
it,
said.
thank you, Tina. It was really beautiful to experience. And the drive home the next morning, boy, the tears just flooded. I was like, oh, I love this person. So I had so much love for, all that I've done, all that I've been through, all that I've accomplished, all of the challenges, all of the overcoming the obstacles, all of the imperfections, everything.
Wow.
And I don't know that there's anything that you can do to get to that place, like, again, like a checklist, like a linear list of, it just happens when it's supposed to happen. Of course, you can do things that are, oh, okay. So my guidance is saying right now.
She channeled from the
Yeah,
higher
yeah,
wisdom,
right
guys.
now. Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And they're saying, yeah, one of the first, you can do things that, um, the choices that you make, be a reflection of respecting yourself. And a big part of that is learning to say no. That's a really big thing for
Mhm.
so many, for all of us in the beginning, is learning to say no. That's a very
Right.
difficult thing for so many. And that is a part of self-love.
That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, and respecting, your choices, how you speak about yourself, all of those things, um, should reflect, the respect it is that you have for you first.
Right.
For you first. See, we
Well,
have to learn to move ourselves up the list and prioritize ourselves. And that's a form of care, because in the beginning, we're always at the bottom of every list.
that's a powerful statement as well, Kim. Prioritize ourselves and how you
Yeah.
talk to yourself. And that's one of the things that I always heard people's negative self-talk and put themselves last. And I've been there myself. We
We
all
all
have
have.
been there.
Yeah.
So this is just beautiful what you just brought it out is prioritize yourself, not being a selfish way. Some people go, well, I feel like I'm selfish if I prioritize myself, right? Some
Well,
people may
it's
say
a
that to you.
well, that's just a program. I'm sorry, that is just a program that's running through us.
Mhm.
We have to learn to prioritize ourselves. That shows that we respect ourselves, that we care about ourselves enough. And then we can balance that out more as we learn to do that, then we can balance it out more. But we have to learn that first for ourselves, and then we can, you know, share that with others.
Well, look, I used to be a flight attendant, and announcement always make, hey, you know what? Did you see the oxygen mask drop down?
Right.
Grab it first. That's the first thing you do. You got to
Yeah.
take care of yourself before you can help other
Yeah.
people. Because if you
Yeah.
don't do that, you're gonna be gone, and somebody else is gonna be gone too, right?
Yes, that's a good
Always first.
example.
That was
That's
the
a
greatest example.
Yeah, that's a
And
great
never forget.
example. I love it. So yeah,
Wow.
there's, the choices that we make, and how we choose to talk about ourselves, that we can start there. We can take time out for ourselves. We can say no to other people when it's not aligned, or when we don't feel like doing something, or we don't, doesn't feel good, or whatever. We say no. And that's an act of self-love. And the more we do that, the more we're going to feel that in here. We have to learn that
Well,
first.
Kim, also another thing too that I've seen a lot is those who have a lot of personality, I mean, responsibility toward the family members, toward the parents, the elders, obligations. So sometimes it's kind of hard to, like, let's say a good example would be elder parents who
Yeah.
would need you, but taking care of elder parents can also, you can lose yourself as well, because you pretty much have to dedicate your whole life 24/7 to take care of the elders, especially if you don't have any siblings that can take part or help.
Oh yeah,
How
of
would you
course.
do it? How would you recommend something like that to
Yeah,
your?
that's a little different. That's a little different. I understand what you're saying. When I say no, I mean, like, to those, to maybe people in your life that keep pulling from you, or demanding, or, I would have said no to my boss in the corporate world a long time ago, had I been who I am today. there was all kinds of things that happened in one of my last jobs that were totally and completely out of line, inappropriate, unacceptable, disrespectful. That's what I'm talking about, learning to say no.
I see. So when you feel disrespected,
oh,
when you
absolutely.
feel being taken advantage of.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, of course. Or, sometimes people don't even realize that they're doing that, but then it's up to you to teach them. Or, from a conscious place,
Right.
teach them how it is you want to be treated. But yeah, we're going to have all kinds of, and this is something that I go through too, as a mom and a wife and a business owner, right? Is creating balance for ourselves. And so it's so interesting that you're asking this, Tina, because I have felt in my life many times, oh my gosh, I want to do more of my business, but I just don't have the time, because by the time I drop my daughter off at school, I got to turn around, pick her up, all kinds of stuff. You might have to say, require that other people in the family step in and contribute too. So, or be really diligent about blocking time out for yourself, or getting up an hour early, or, there's all kinds of things like, for me, I was struggling with, well, how am I going to work out? How am I going to meditate? How am I going to do all these things and then have time to see clients? Well, the answer was, I have to get up at 5 o'clock. That's the answer. So
exactly.
I get up at 5 o'clock and I work out and I do all those things. And then I have time for my business. And then I go to sleep earlier at night. So you're going to have to, it's like a pie, how are you going to cut up the pieces in the pie? How are you going to allocate your time and energy in ways that are going to be aligned with who you are as a person and what it is you need and
Well
what
said.
it is you want and what it is you want to create. So I have a whole list of things that it is I want to do and create for myself that I'm doing now, but I had to readjust the pieces of the pie.
Right.
And I'll give an example, like one of the things is I had to ask my husband to help cook dinner. And I can't just do it all. I'm not Wonder Woman and I'm not going to try to be. So, okay, so let's get in the kitchen together and cook together. And not that he's very helpful, but typically I would have been like, all right, I'm the one who cooks dinner. Okay, it's dinner time. Well, no, we're all going to cook dinner together now.
Because when you don't ask and you expect it, it's not going to work. You cannot expect.
Yeah, that's an act of self-love. That's an act of self-love too, is asking for help.
That's people have a hard time asking for help. That's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Huge.
So that I'll notice, like when I go for periods of time where I'm trying to do everything myself, and then I'm like, oh no. We always have to go through these lessons, right? We have to get to a place within ourselves. That's knowing and loving ourselves too, is understanding what the right balance is. So, you can go for a period of time and then all of a sudden, things for me, right? Oh, wait a second. Things are really off balance here because I'm exhausted. I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off. Things are really not balanced. Okay, I need to realign. And you're going to have to do that all the time. Like, realign.
I think that's a key word, is realigning yourself, because we tend to fall off the balance. So I think if we can do that, I think that's a good one that you just brought it up, realigning ourselves.
It's a constant realigning, what may work today may not work 3 months from now, because things are going to shift. Like right now, my daughter's on summer break. So schedules change. Okay, realign. Right. And you have to kind of just go with the flow. That's another thing that's really important to being in balance and loving yourself, I find, is going with the flow. Like I used to be really hard on myself, really hard. Like
everything had to be structured.
Very structured. And that was one thing that my daughter actually helped me with, is when she was born, that all got thrown out the window, that structure, and it was very challenging because it was like really ego driven, right? I like my life this way, and this is what I do, and I shower at this time, and all that goes out the window when you have a child or when other things come up.
Right.
And that's a big, then you realign. But when you resist the realignment, that's when there's going to be issues. That's when you're going to really go through difficult times. So
Well,
it's,
that's how universe teaches us, you know, if
oh,
we're not
yes.
flexible, we don't go with the flow.
Yeah.
Wow, the big thing's gonna hit you.
And it's really a struggle. Like you know, that's what my work is about too, is like assisting you on this journey so that it's you're growing through joy, through expansion, through creativity, not growing through struggle, which is how we used to
Love
do
that.
it before.
That was a beautiful, oh my God, you've been saying a lot of beautiful words here, Kim.
Yeah.
Growing through joy, growing through
Joy,
creativity, not through struggle.
Yeah, not through struggle.
Yeah.
But when we resist, boy, life gets really difficult when we resist. And I resisted a lot. I was very strong up here, you know, like.
Well, you know, a lot of us are, you know, a lot of us have been there because we have
Yeah.
been programmed in that way, you know, grew up. And I think being on the journey of this, I can call it ascension, or, you know,
Yeah.
ascension or spiritual,
Awakening.
you know, yeah,
all of it.
all this journey, all of these are helping us to kind of realign and just, you know, open up ourselves more to changes. You know, that's talking about inner change that you just talk about, to love ourselves more.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
that was like a loud words for the past 15 years about self-love, self-love, self-love. And it's interesting that go back to the angels connection. That's it's all about energy of love. Angel is all about, isn't that interesting now looking back, Kim, how back then the connection with the angel was so huge. I heard a lot more back then, more than now.
Yeah.
And also the path of humanity and all of us and awakeners and all the spiritual people here who's also watching this channel, it's all our journey to connect ourselves to self-love. I found that to be quite fascinating.
Yes, it is. It is. And that meaning of self-love is going to change for all of us as we evolve too, what that means, you know, for each one of us. I think in the beginning, we think of self-love as like, oh, you know, let's get a bubble bath and light some candles. And that is self-love. That absolutely is part of it. But, you know, it's about doing some of the other things we talked about too. That's not, you know, the warm and fuzzy stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah. What you just shared earlier is all part of self-love process.
Yeah.
A lot of those steps that you mentioned about, that was just amazing, Kim, because, you know, all those things you say really, really can be a powerful, powerful step or powerful process for your clients and everyone who's listening to be like, oh my God, yeah, this is what it is. Like realignment. How many people would think about that?
Oh,
because we get so caught up on a daily, you know, hamster wheel.
Right.
We get so caught up with that, just do, trying to get things done. Things never going to get done anyway, because there's always going to be a new things that comes up. And that's why when you talk about realignment, that's actually a nice key word to remember on a daily basis, because that kind of pulls us back into like, okay, get back into more balanced state of being. Balance. Yes. Yeah. So I love what you just shared there.
Thank you, Tina. I love to share from my experiences of what's worked for me, if it could support somebody else. And that's just what but sometimes these things take years to learn. And for me, that took years to learn, the realignment part of it.
Well, you know what, Kim? I mean, for being a healer, being a therapist, your experience is a huge part of your practice, because because like you said, it's so many years of this experiences for you to understood exactly what you are turning around and share with your client and somebody else. Without that personal experiences, it's like reading a book and then telling you how to. It's not the same thing. So you're going to have a lot of your clients who have the same experience of you, will be drawn to you, coming to you for the same, exact mirroring, and that they need your help because you've been there, done that. You know how you hold the lights now, and you're a teacher now. So you're able to give that back from past experience, your wisdom. You're right now ready, especially with right now with the time of awakening. A lot of people do need that. We need a lot of lights like yourself, like a lot of teachers out there who I have interviewed, many of them. And this is why I'm doing this work too. I'm just kind of like introduce people to someone like you and many of the people I interview who have this knowledge and experiences that they can actually open up and help people to the journey of self-love and awakening. And that's what it is.
Yeah, thank
Experience, only experience. I mean, the only way to be a pro and to understand deeply is to have your own experience. Totally.
That helps, especially as humans. Like, we have to feel things ourselves. We have to move through things ourselves. But I mean, we can activate people in certain ways that, like, through our own consciousness, unlocks aspects of their consciousness, which was already within them, which is they're already there knowing inside, but they just weren't connected to it. And we can help to speed up that process too, so that people don't have to take years to learn something. And I remember like one of my I was doing some like mediumship workshop, and one of the teachers shared a tool with us and said, that tool took me 5 years to learn. And so you guys have it to use in this very moment. Now you don't have to wait 5 years.
It's quicker now. Yeah.
And it's like, that's amazing. That's the that's the beauty of being able to share from our experiences, that somebody can use that in this moment. They don't have to go through the years of like learning that on their own, although there will be things that they will need to do that because that's a part of their own journey. But yeah, if we can activate, I find like we have the ability to unlock and activate certain key codes in other people that are going to assist them with where they're at. It can be very powerful. I've had that experience too. People come into my energy field. Wow, they activate me in a certain way, and off and running I go, down that path. Like, wow.
I totally, my God, again, I mean, I totally get what you said, like powerful, Kim, because it's like everyone already have that higher self and have that ability to boom, just activate. However, sometimes it's our soul contract to connect to your other people, certain energy, certain frequency, and it's like a key that helps unlock or activate it. And that's it. It just went boom.
Right.
Right. And that's it. You just like awaken. You just like, oh my God, all these downloads just coming in. And just like when you went to Sedona, and just like all the past experience I have as well, you just have to, sometimes you just have to connect with certain energy and listen to them. And next thing you know, it's like everything just open.
Yes.
Everything.
Agreed. That's the beauty of what we can do for each other, right? That's how we support and assist each other.
Well, this is how the universe actually taught us that we're not alone, and we're supposed to be in a community. Because just like every single cell's in our body, we work together as one. So what you just brought it up also, wow, you just kind of like opening up all this information for, I'm sure a lot of people who listen to this will just agree with Kim, what she just shared, because it's like sometimes you have to connect with someone like you, a teacher like you, and a counselor like you, who come into your energy field and then open you up. So Kim, quickly again, what is your website? What is your Instagram? I'm going to put everything there, but I love for her to share that too, because some of you probably have paper and then just write down, connect with her.
Sure. So my website is Kimberly Thalken, Kimberly Thalken, THALKEN.com. And it's still it's being launched in the next week or two. So in the meantime, it just takes you to my Facebook page. But if you're interested in connecting with me, you can drop me a message through Facebook. Or you can drop me a line at, I just got a new email, Kim Thalken at gmail.com, if you'd like to connect with me as well.
Go to her Facebook. She's also my friend on the Facebook as well. But also if you need reading, she can channel information and, get you some information that you can free yourself and begin that love process. self-love process, and awaken process, because this is a time right now. Don't wait, guys, because this is such an important time
It
that,
really is.
oh yes, a lot of people's gonna be waking up, and some may say, it's time for you to awaken and jump into that fourth, fifth dimension, you name it. That's the dimension of love and life, self-love, really, and just be free and be happy.
Be free and be happy. Yeah. You know what, Tina, as I was thinking about what I do, because I'm kind of revamping the work that I do, I was like, what do I do? And it was so simple. It's like I use my intuition to assist people in being happy. That's
Exactly.
it. To live lives that are filled with meaning and purpose.
And basically, that's what boils down to that,
That's
Kim.
what it boils down to. That's it. It's as simple as that.
I mean, what is life is all about? It's just really experience life with happiness and joy, and really live and experience a connection with people, experience your interest, experience a knowledge, experience a connection with our fragmented self and universe and God, whatever you name it, to have all this gift and ability to feel free. I mean, this is all the experience you're having.
Freedom, right? Freedom from
everything. And that's what you offer. And that's what you offer. Well, Kim, I want to thank you so much for your wisdom and your energy here. Guys, I mean, listen to her. Look at how beautiful her energy is. I knew her, gosh, 2010, 11 back then. I mean, just beautiful, beautiful soul. And connect with her. I'm going to have her information in the under description here. All right, guys, get in touch with Kim. No, thank you so much for, I mean, every word you said, it's just like, wow, amazing. And it's right. It's so totally true. Guys, don't forget, subscribe, click like, share this video, if you can, because I think, some people will listen to Kim and they're just gonna be like, oh, wow, self-love. I mean, especially, someone who needs that help. Some people just need like a little guidance and that's it. And they're just gonna open up. That's all they need. All right, guys. Well, thank you. And don't forget, you want anything else that you want to know, you have a question, post comments, do that. I'll get back to you on that. Until the next video, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Kim, thank you so much.
Thank you, Tina.
Virtual hug to you.
It was an honor.
Hug to everyone who's listening. Bye, guys. Thank you. There you